Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you from my car because I'm going to be doing a reading experiment this week. I'm bringing my Kindle to work and I plan to read every single day this week on my lunch break. Okay guys, here's my first update. It's hot. I have my air on, so apologies for that. I'm kind of sweaty because we just came in from recess. I got my ranch dip for my carrots, so I'm gonna sit here and eat lunch and read. It is 11:44, so I'm gonna read until about 12:10. So here we go, let's read. Okay, so I read about 4% of my ebook. I started at 4%. I read to about 8%, and it's going okay. This is really outside of what something I would normally read, but I'm doing it for a video for you guys. And this is also just an experiment to see if I can read on my lunch break for a solid week. So morning friends, it is Tuesday and I was thinking about my reading experiment this week, reading on my lunch break, and I realized I have short days on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I don't really have lunch at my job. But I know if I come home, then I'm just going to immediately dive into like other things that I need to do. And the whole point of me reading during my lunch break is taking time for myself and trying to read more as well, because normally what I do on my lunch break is I work through my lunch break. I'm eating, but I'm setting up my classroom and putting things like just things for my afternoon class. And if I come home, most times I either snack and don't actually sit down for a meal, or I just like work through. So it's a balance of eating, reading, relaxing, getting more reading done. But I don't know how I'm gonna handle today because like I said, it is my short day. Hey friends, it is 12:05. I'm out of work and I'm supposed to be reading on my lunch break this week. I think what I'm gonna do today, I kind of didn't have a plan of like what was gonna happen. There's so many people like in the parking lot, like at my work right now. So I just thought what I would do is I have a package to drop off at the FedEx office. So I'm gonna drive down to the FedEx office, drop that off, and then I'm gonna sit in my car for like 15-20 minutes and read. So I'm still gonna be reading on my lunch break since it's 12 o'clock. All right, I just dropped off my FedEx package. It's super loud because they're blowing the streets and I'm in this busy shopping center, but I'm going to read. Oh, I already pulled it out. So I have my Kindle. I'm gonna read. It's 12:14, so I'm gonna read until 12:30. I'm currently, I just spit on my, I'm currently, right here you can see 8% in. So, and it says 16 minutes left in the chapter. So I might just try to finish this chapter. So let's do it. I just got to chapter 3. It is 12:34, so I have finished reading. It took me a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I read a chapter, so I finished a chapter. I would love to be. Hi friends, look at my hair, oh my gosh. It is Wednesday, so day 3 of reading on my lunch break, and let's see where we are. I think we're starting chapter 3. We are. So I'm 12% in and it says 27 minutes left in the chapter. However, I am at work today, so I have to read a little bit like quicker and I can't like go until I finish the chapter. But that's the goal. So I can read until about 12:10 at the very latest. So let's see how much I can read from 11:40 until 12:10. Hey guys, I'm calling it. It's 12:06. I did make it to chapter 4, so success for day number 3. Good morning, friends. It's Thursday morning, and I just wanted to update you really quickly about the reading on my lunch break situation. So today's Thursday. It's my short day. I get off at noon, and I think I'm just gonna go straight home and then read when I get there. I decided that I am DNFing my read on my Kindle. I actually had 2 books loaded onto here, and I'm DNFing both of them. One while trying to read it, one while not trying to read it. And I'll update you when I get home this afternoon to read on my lunch break. Hey friends, it's Thursday afternoon. I'm at home already because it's my short day, and I am currently reading The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. This is going to be my reading at lunch 20 minutes. It is currently 12:55, and I'm gonna set my clock or timer for 15 minutes and see how I do, and I'll report back at the end as always. I would love to be that one. I'd love to be the one to make. Okay, my timer is going off, but I'm really enjoying the story. I'm glad I decided to DNF what I was reading on my Kindle. I'm gonna actually talk about that in another video because I'm actually in the process of DNFing 3 books, but they were for a video and I still want to make the video. So we'll see how that turns out. But I think I am just gonna like climb back in bed with my husband. He came home sick today, and I'm gonna read my book for some more. But this concludes my reading on my lunch break, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last day. Hi friends, it's Friday, and I have my roasted vegetables that are so delicious for lunch. I'm gonna eat that. And I brought The Cabin at the End of the World. Oh my god, you guys, it is so good. My food and the book. So I'll read. It's 11:47 now, and I'll read for maybe half an hour, maybe a little bit less. And then I have to head in there and teach my afternoon class. But today's the last day, so I was able to successfully read on my lunch break every day this week. Yay! And I'll do final thoughts when I get home. So that way they're more like conclusive, and I've had a chance to read today. So let me get to it. I'm starting chapter 4, page 121. I feel like I'm about halfway, but I think I'm only like 30-some%. Anyway, let me dive into my book, and I'll chat with you guys when I get home about the whole project and wrap everything up for you. Okay guys, I'm here with my final thoughts of the reading experiment. I decided to do this because I've been seeing a lot of reading after 10 videos. I've specifically been seeing Gabby Reads do a couple of those. I also saw Emma Books doing reading every morning for a week. So I thought that I already read in the morning, not every day, but I do, especially if I'm listening to an audiobook and I'm curling my hair. I'll turn on my audiobook and curl my hair, and I read before I go to bed most nights. I want to say I used to do it every night, but I've been skipping a couple nights here or there. So I thought the time that I really don't read is while I'm at work, obviously, but I have an opportunity that I could read on my lunch break. The reason why I haven't done this in the past is because I usually do like a working lunch. And I'm going to jump into my thoughts about all of that in a minute. So I did not tell you the book that I was reading on my Kindle, and I didn't tell you that for a reason. That's a book for another video. And I plan to do that video. I'm hoping to share it with you guys on Thursday. However, I decided to DNF that book, and it made it harder to get excited about reading. But even though I wasn't enjoying my book, I still managed to read 3 chapters. So for my current book, let's go ahead and open it up. Yeah, I read 3 chapters because I'm on chapter 4. So I read 18% of the actual book before DNFing it. So, and then I jumped into The Cabin at the End of the World. I was just reading this as like my nighttime read, and I decided that I didn't want to split my focus anymore. Once I DNF'd that, I also DNF'd my last nighttime read, and I decided to jump into this. And as you can see, I haven't solely been reading this on my lunch break, but I'm gonna finish this today. I'm on page 222, 270 page book. So less than 50 pages to go. I'll definitely finish this, but this is a book that I was very excited to be reading on my lunch break. I only did that for 2 days. I did it on Thursday and Friday, and when I read it on Thursday, I set my timer for like 15 minutes, and then I continued after that. I went back to bed. My husband had come home sick and read in bed, and then took a long nap, and that felt really good. And then on Friday I read, and I was at work, so I was stuck. I had to stop, but I definitely would have continued to read. So I think that with any reading experiment, you really need to be reading something that you want to read, that you're enjoying to read. It depends on what your goal is. And mine was definitely to read more. So I definitely did that. I read 18% of one book, and I almost finished another book. Like I said, I don't know exactly how many pages were read on my lunch break, but I did read more than I normally would have read. Now let's get into how I felt using my lunch break for myself. I think that I really liked the fact that I took a true break. I stepped outside of my building, my school, and I took a break for myself. I was eating by myself, I was in my car by myself, and I actually unplugged from work-related things and read, which is a hobby of mine, my #1 hobby, I would say, and it's something I love to do. So being able to separate myself from work in the middle of the day and be able to take time for myself to read, and even on the days that I had short days, Tuesday and Thursday, when I was already off work, I still took that extra time not to do anything else and to focus on reading and another task. I thought that was excellent because I am a perfectionist. I am very type A, so I tend to work even when I shouldn't be working. Do I bring home work on the weekends? Absolutely. Do I work through my lunch break? Absolutely. So this was a chance for me to truly unplug, and I really like that. Will I do it again? Yes, I think I will do the experiment again. I will take another week to read on my lunch break. I hope to find something on my e-reader that I could read, like my book at home, and then something on my lunch break on this. That way maybe I could get 2 books done, and that's what I was hoping to do. But since that didn't work out this time, maybe I can try, you know, next time. Even if it's not something on my e-reader, even if it's like maybe 2 physical books, because I don't read a lot on my e-reader, and I wish I did, because I think it's so like eco-friendly, and it's cheap, and it's light and easy to carry around, and you know. As far as why I won't do it every single week is because I'm type A and I'm a planner, and I like to go back in my classroom where I'm going to teach my afternoon class and set everything up and have everything ready to go when they walk in the door, instead of me going to get them, we're walking in the door and I'm kind of setting up as they're walking in the door. So yeah, anyway, that's just the nature of the game. I still sometimes would cut it a little early so I could still kind of go in and do a couple of things, and that really helped. But other than that, I did truly unplug, and I appreciated that. So that's really what I had to say, and that's why I did this experiment. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and leave any comments or suggestions down below as always. But thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.